It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Another sleep-deprived night because of a newborn infant. I guess it's also the news. Because, I'm your host, Andrew, and this is Crypto Espresso, your teeny tiny daily shot of caffeinated crypto headlines. But it's also the first thing I mentioned, so bear with me, please. First up, an explosive report by a Bulgarian news outlet suggests that Ruja Ignatova, who became known as the Crypto Queen after creating the OneCoin Ponzi scheme, has been murdered. It's claimed that she was killed and dismembered back in 2018, and her body was then tossed into a river on the orders of a drug lord. This is all according to files found in the possession of a Bulgarian police officer who was also murdered. While the story is pretty explosive, there has been no official confirmation of whether Ignatova is dead. She was recently named as one of the FBI's most wanted, with a $100,000 reward offered for information leading to her capture. If true, this article could help explain why witnesses haven't been all that forthcoming. An NFT collection that raised $5.3 million in an auction last March sparked anger when it suddenly announced that the project was being paused. Friendsies' Twitter account, that's weird to read, was then deleted outright, with the project's two co-founders switching their accounts to private. Allegations soon started to swirl that the project, which claimed to be building a play-to-earn Tamagotchi-like game, was nothing more than a rug pull. The Twitter account later returned, with Friendsies insisting that, in actual fact, they have no plans to go anywhere. A tweet added, "We were overwhelmed with hate and threats, and both our Twitter and website were attacked. Please understand our intentions and actions here are good." Well, what a difference a year makes. Coinbase suffered a net loss of $2.6 billion in 2022, with revenues and transaction volumes plunging in the final 3 months of the year. Unsurprisingly, this coincided with the spectacular implosion of FTX. But despite the doom and gloom, the exchange actually managed to bring in more revenue than expected. On an earnings call, Brian Armstrong said he believes increased regulatory scrutiny following FTX's demise will end up being a good thing. He added, "I knew there were going to be companies that would come in and try to cut corners. They might even grow really quickly because it's easier to move fast when you don't have to follow the rules, but they would inevitably come crashing down." And finally, Nexo's co-founder says that charges brought by Bulgarian authorities are ludicrous. Hundreds of detectives raided the crypto lender's offices last month, and the company has since been accused of a slew of crimes that include money laundering and the establishment of an organized crime group. Speaking to Bloomberg, Antony Trenchev said prosecutors are grasping for straws to make the case stick, adding, "They make a bunch of accusations and they have no follow-through after that, and it takes years to exonerate your name because there is no procedure to make them actually file anything in court so that you can start." He went on to claim that there's a rampant lack of rule of law in the country. On yesterday's show, Gadez120 said, "Love the news. Oh, thanks. Not a huge fan of the tone of your voice you used to farewell this segment. Other than that, good stuff." Alright, for the rest of the week, let's play around with that outro, eh? Today we're gonna be a little sultry. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and click on that little bell icon to get buzzed whenever a new Crypto Espresso video goes live. On the flip side, Alfonso Pyra said, "Some time ago I told I didn't like your voice. Well, I was wrong. You are awesome, bruh." Well, thanks, Alfonso, but that's not just your opinion. If you're in the mood to cringe, try listening to some of my news readings from 2021. Or don't, because I don't want to cause pain to others. Anyway, I'd like to think I've gotten a little bit more comfortable. If you have feedback, good or bad, drop a comment below this video because I'm always looking. Questions about today's headlines or crypto in general? Why not ask Alex in that description below? Alex is always a great resource for all things Web3 and the metaverse, and that about does it for today. As always, I'm your host Andrew, these have been your headlines, and we'll see all of your beautiful faces tomorrow.